Today's Game Day Media District 16 tournament coverage is brought to you by NCC, Tioga Medical Center, The Country Store, St. Luke's Medical Center, O'Theone Boutique, Souris Valley Dental Group of Minot, Howland Insurance Services, Frames by Ryan James, D&L Paraffin, Brad Johnson Insurance, Bravera Bank, Continental Resources, Northwest Therapy Services, Nessa Consulting Service, Roustabout Service and Insulating, DA Land LLC, 701 Cornhole Company, Bingaman Construction, Tioga Ace Hardware, Border Planes Equipment of Stanley, The Bank of Tioga, Tioga Parts Supply, Surge Aesthetics, The Porch, Tegan's Interiors, Tioga Drug and Soda Shop, Prairie Home Furnishings, Farmers Union Insurance, Larson Vossen Agency, Game 1, TechNet Solutions, Hidden Beauty Salon and Spa, Montreal County Health Center, Patriot Oilfield Service Incorporated, Brandy Larson Insurance Agency, Prairie Ford of Stanley, Thrivent, Kyle Hansen, Financial Advisor, Murex Petroleum Corporation, TNT Measurements Incorporated, MC Property and Maintenance LLC, Rising Sports Academy, Gustafson Septic Service Incorporated, Flag Family Media.
Inspired by a dream. That dream is now a reality. Our goal at GameDay Media is to provide a new way of watching high school sporting events in Northwest North Dakota through live audio video streaming services. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to watch and listen to all the action. We are looking for business sponsors to come on board with GameDay Media to help promote your business as we help to promote our area athletes during our broadcasts. Contact David or Randy Peterson for further details on how you can become a sponsor on GameDay Media. GameDay Media, more than a game.
And good afternoon, everybody. Live from the Al Shabirsky Gymnasium here in Kenmare, North Dakota. It is District 16 volleyball tournament action here today. My name is Randy Peterson, alongside my production crew, David Peterson and Caden Keller. And we're going to have our mystery guest on the headset here pretty soon, but we're looking forward to our two quarterfinal round games this evening. It'll be the Stanley Blue Jays taking on the Powers Lake-Burke Central Ranchers in our first game this afternoon. That'll be followed by the second play-in game. It'll be the Ray Jays versus the Divide County Maroons in the second game, about 25 minutes after the conclusion of our first game this afternoon. We're looking forward to a great matchup here today, and we're glad you've joined us on our Border Plains Equipment pregame show, and we are powered up by NCC in Northwest North Dakota with different exchanges in Northwest North Dakota, doing a great job for Game Day Media as we come on board and provide coverage of our District 16 tournament. Also want to remind everybody, put November 6, 7, and 9 on the calendar, and we'll be able to let you know that we are going to be broadcasting the Region 8 Volleyball Tournament. That'll consist of the top 4 teams of the District 16 as well as the District 15 tournament. That'll be brought to you from the campus of Williston State College on November 6th with the quarterfinal round, 4 games that night, starting at about 3 o'clock on the 6th of November. Semifinal night will be the next night, and then on Thursday night, the 9th, they'll determine who the Region 8 champion is to represent this region in the state volleyball tournament down in Fargo later on in November. When we come back after this quick timeout, we'll have our Continental Resources coach's comments. It'll be head coach Nikki Heinley of the Stanley Blue Jays up next after this 2-minute timeout.
Born and raised amidst the small-town love of Northwest North Dakota, we at Northwest Communications Cooperative understand the joy of being part of a great community. That's why we choose to pour back into the people who pour into us. At NCC, we offer internet, telephone, video, and security services that are industry standard, top of the line. Based in Ray, North Dakota, we consider Northwest North Dakota our neighborhood. Let us know how we can serve you. Local, fast, reliable. Making connections, locally committed.
Since 1961, Tioga Medical Center has been providing quality health care to Northwest North Dakota patients. With a newly built clinic in Tioga, where primary care providers along with visiting specialists are caring for patients every day. Primary care clinics in Ray and Powers Lake also. Call for an appointment today at 701-664-3368. Tioga Medical Center. Great staff making a difference in the lives of patients every day.
While being the largest leaseholder in the Bakken, Continental Resources believes that we are among the most efficient and cost-effective producers of oil and natural gas on the planet. One of the most effective ways of putting action behind our values is by giving to those communities in which we operate. American Energy is a huge contributor of tax revenue to local, state, and federal governments, an economic catalyst, and a job creator. If you want to work in an environment that encourages teamwork and putting your ideas into action, visit CLR.com to start your new career today.
In a world where every dollar counts, we believe in empowering you to do more with your money. At the Bank of Tioga, we help ignite prosperity for you and the communities we serve. Whether you're a family looking for personal financial solutions, a business seeking growth, or an agricultural entrepreneur with big dreams, we have the products and services to help you achieve your goals. Experience the power of partnership and visit your nearest location or explore our online services today. We ignite prosperity at the Bank of Tioga, member FDIC.
And welcome back into GameDay Media at the NCC Sports Desk. It's time now for the Continental Resources coach's comments here on our Border Plains Equipment pregame show. I have head coach Nikki Heinley of the Stanley Blue Jays to talk with me about their upcoming match this evening with the Powers Lake-Burke Central Ranchers in the opening match of the District 16 tournament. And first of all, Coach, welcome again to our Continental Resources coach's comments.
Yes, thank you.
As the regular season is over, your Blue Jays find themselves seated number 5 in the postseason District 16 tournament. Over the course of the season, the Blue Jays upset defending Region 8 champions back on October 5th in one of your biggest wins of the season, but then ended up losing to other District 16 opponents and now find yourself in 5th place as you end the regular season in the district standings. What has been your overall impression of the team during the regular season, Coach?
I feel like we had a growing year, especially in the beginning, just trying to figure out where everybody fit and trying to make the most of all of their skill sets. So I feel like we made a lot of changes in the beginning, trying to figure out what worked. And so I feel like, we didn't have a lot of success, in terms of wins at the beginning of the season. But I do feel like once we kind of got established and have kind of found that rotation that works, and I feel like things are going a lot better.
Well, there's no doubt in the matches that we've seen that you have continually improved, and I guess that's what every coach wants to do during the regular season so that when you get to the postseason, you're ready to go, right, Coach?
Exactly, yep.
You've got 4 seniors on this year's roster, and all of them are providing quality time for the Blue Jays. As you start the postseason, what would you like to say about your seniors from this year's team, Coach?
This year, I'm super proud of our our senior class. These girls have done everything I've asked and more. They've been great leaders both on and off the court. Seen a lot of growth from all of them. They've been great to our underclassmen and our freshmen that have stepped up this year and been great mentors for them and helping us grow as a team. So, I mean, they've really pulled their weight and led the team this year, and they've had a great season.
And now on to the match tonight with the Ranchers. During the regular season back on September 21st, the Blue Jays dropped a close match 3-2 to the Ranchers on your home court in Stanley. What do you feel will be a deciding factor tonight on whether or not the Blue Jays play in tomorrow's semifinal match against the Honkers, or will find themselves in a regional playing game on Monday, Coach?
We have to reduce our errors. When we played Powers Lake the first time, 4 out of the 5 sets we hit negative. So we gave up a lot of points that we really needed. So I think that's kind of where our focus is, reducing our errors and making sure that we're earning points for our own team.
Thank you, Coach Nikki Heinley, for taking time this evening to be a part of our Continental Resources Coach's Comments. We'll step aside for a timeout and come back with head coach Kayla Jensen of the Powers Lake-Burke Central Ranchers after a few words from some of our great GameDay Media sponsors.
Based in Crosby, North Dakota, St. Luke's Medical Center's mission is to provide comprehensive and compassionate health care for individuals and families in cooperation with the area medical community. Our vision is to be recognized as a community leader by delivering quality health care through a team of dedicated professionals in a friendly, compassionate, and growing environment. Recently named one of the top 20 critical access hospitals in the country means our community can count on us to deliver services they need now and in the future. To schedule an appointment, call 701-965-6349.
At Souris Valley Dental Group, we've been using modern treatment techniques and products to help families smile since 1968. Voted as the #1 dentist in Minot, our team of expert dentists combine their unique areas of expertise and their experiences to create treatment plans that help each individual patient meet their goals. Contact our dental office at 701-419-8900 or visit sourisvalleydental.com to schedule an appointment today. You can count on us to keep your family grinning from ear to ear for many years to come.
And welcome back into GameDay Media as we come back again to the NCC Sports Desk and our Border Plains Equipment pregame show. It's time now for our Continental Resources Coach's Comments. I have head coach Kayla Jensen of the Powers Lake-Burke Central Ranchers volleyball team to talk with me about their upcoming District 16 tournament opening match against the Stanley Blue Jays. And welcome again, Coach Jensen, to our Continental Resources Coach's Comments.
Thank you, Randy. It's always a pleasure.
The regular season for the Ranchers ended last night against the #1 seed out of District 15, the Trenton Tigers, on the road over in Trenton. Please tell our listening audience about your impressions of how that match went last night and what your impressions are of the Trenton Tigers.
We struggled and we dropped all three sets to Trenton. Trenton is a very good team. They are scrappy. They can hit the ball. They are just a very well-rounded team. And we talked in the locker room afterwards, and I said, it wasn't the performance that we wanted. It wasn't how we wanted to end our season, but we can learn from all of our mistakes. We talked about how volleyball is a game of mistakes, and in order for some team to get a point, somebody has to make a mistake. And the goal is to make as least amount of mistakes as possible. It was a really good game to play right before coming into the district tournament. It gave us some really good things to work on at practice before we go into districts. So I'm hoping that the girls practice hard and we're ready to play.
The Ranchers head into the District 16 postseason tournament as the #4 seed. You've played some very good volleyball at times during the regular season. What would you like to say was your biggest improvement over the season, Coach?
I would just say our team chemistry. We're still working on it. It's still not perfect, but just knowing that I can trust this person to take that ball and just the belief and in themselves, that we put them on the court for a reason, and they might not be exactly where they would like to be playing, but we put them there because we believe that that is where they can best help our team out.
And now on to the match tonight. The Ranchers take on the Stanley Blue Jays in the opening match of the District 16 tournament. During the regular season, your Ranchers had a tight match, but won 3-2 in a match that was played over in Stanley. You know that the Blue Jays are also a very improved team. What do you feel will be a deciding factor on whether you win or lose tonight's match?
I think our confidence. If we come in confident and ready to play, it's going to be a tough match no matter what, but I am confident that if we come in with confidence and we play the game that we know how to play, things will go our way. It is a super evenly matched district tournament, and the girls and I talked about that it can go to anybody. It just depends on who shows up to play on what night, and hopefully our girls show up to play and we can take it to them.
Well, thanks again, Coach Jensen. You've been listening to head coach Kayla Jensen of the Powers Lake-Burke Central Ranchers on our Continental Resources Coaches Comments segment of the Border Plains Equipment pregame show. After this timeout, we'll come back to honor the United States of America and the servicemen, servicewomen, and first responders who protect all of us with the playing of our national anthem. This copyrighted telecast is presented by the authority of GameDay Media, LLP, and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without express written consent by GameDay Media, LLP.
At GameDay Media, we believe that we live in the greatest nation in the world. As we pause, let's honor the United States of America with the playing of our national anthem. And welcome back here to GameDay Media. My name is Randy Peterson, and I'm privileged to have and announce our mystery guest tonight. It is Heidi Barman from Ray, North Dakota, a former Ray Jay. Pretty good volleyball good player in her day, from what I understand. And welcome, Heidi, to our broadcast tonight.
Yeah, thanks for having me here. This is exciting, and this will be a lot of fun.
Heidi is one of our premier sponsors, the owner of Northwest Therapy Services with offices in Ray and in Williston, and speech pathologist. And I know after high school, after spending some time with a pretty good high school season, you went to the state a couple times during your career, correct?
Yes, correct.
And then you went on to play college ball somewhere?
Yes, I went on to play at Bismarck State College, so I was a Mystic up there in Bismarck, and after that, I went on to coach a little bit at St. Mary's Catholic School in Bismarck, and then Dickinson Trinity in Dickinson. So
you've got a well-rounded, and from what I understand, you are doing a little coaching now in Ray with the younger kids, from what I understand, right?
Yep. I'm coaching the younger elementary age right now. Just ended my 5th season there, so it's been a different level to coach, but it's also been it's been fun to work with the young group and get them going in the volleyball program there.
You're preparing future Ray Jays to take the floor.
Yeah.
And in a basketball family, I know your husband Eric was a pretty good ball player in his day, but never played volleyball. But you bring that aspect to the kids, and he probably brings the basketball to the kids, right?
Yes. Lots of sports activity in our family, that's for sure. I don't think our TV is set at anything else other than
ESPN.
Yeah, ESPN, Sports Channel, whatever game you call it, we got it on.
You
so
probably have a few discussions around the dinner table if there is time to have a meal around the dinner table.
Yeah, it's minimal these days, but yeah,
it's fun. It's a fun time of your life, and there's challenges. I miss those days certainly as we're empty nesting, but this gig keeps me in touch with some of the players that are going on. And our broadcast today here from our first day of the District 16 tournament will feature the bottom 4 teams of the district. It'll be number 3 Ray taking on number 6 Divide County in our second quarterfinal game this evening, following our first quarterfinal game, which will feature the number 4 ranked team, the Powers Lake-Burke Central Ranchers, against the number 5 ranked Stanley Blue Jays. And as we're looking at the brackets, there is a little bit of a change in the brackets, of course. Yesterday was snow day, and so we weren't able to play yesterday, so they shift everything. And today we're starting out with our first day of District 16 play. Day number 2 will be tomorrow on Saturday, and things will kick off at 1 o'clock up here from Kenmare, North Dakota, and then we'll finish things out on Monday evening with 2 region qualifying games along with the District 16 championship game, which will determine the top 4 teams in District 16 to head to the Region 8. And, there's only 6 teams in this district as we see it right now, and 2 teams are going to find their season come to the end after this tournament, Heidi.
Yes. I think it's been the last few weeks, the determination of places in the district has been,
right.
We've had some teams, very close teams in the last, the top 4 for sure, competition-wise.
Yeah.
So.
Well, this is a very even district, in my opinion. I mean, we had the Stanley Blue Jays, ranked number 5 in the district, take 1 set away. They beat Kenmare, and
they took that match.
They took that match,
yep.
And if they don't come to play, you might find yourself on the outside looking in.
Yes, absolutely. In the game of volleyball, anything can happen.
Yeah.
If one player is off, the whole team can be off. So,
right.
And it takes that one person to get them going again, and all pepped up and ready to play. So.
Well, we're about 2 minutes away from our opening ceremonies here this evening, and so we're going to step aside. We'll come back, and when we come back, it'll be time for our Haugland Insurance Services starting lineup.
At Souris Valley Dental Group, we've been using modern treatment techniques and products to help families smile since 1968. Voted as the #1 dentist in Minot, our team of expert dentists combine their unique areas of expertise and their experiences to create treatment plans that help each individual patient meet their goals. Contact our dental office at 701-419-8900 or visit sourisvalleydental.com to schedule an appointment today. You can count on us to keep your family grinning from ear to ear for many years to come. At Border Plains Equipment of Stanley, our vision is to be the respected and recognized leader in agricultural equipment and the employer of choice by helping people succeed. Our mission is to serve agricultural customers and communities by partnering to meet their needs through the sales and support of farm equipment and technology. Visit plainsag.com to check local inventory or stop by at 8141 off Highway 2 in Stanley, North Dakota today.
At Haugland Insurance Services, we are passionate about protecting farmers and ranchers. With extensive agricultural knowledge, we have the tools to protect your profit and minimize risk. Whether it's crop and livestock insurance or farm property and liability, we protect your hard-earned assets. We can also assist with farm transitions, commercial insurance, life, health, and disability coverage. You work hard to feed our world, and we work tirelessly to protect what you've grown and built. Call us at 701-965-4066 or visit us online at hauglandinsuranceservices.com. This Game Day Media broadcast is brought to you in part by
Roustabout Service and Insulating, servicing the oil and gas industry since 1963. The Country Store, located at 123 Main Street in Powers Lake, North Dakota. If they don't have it, you probably don't need it. Napa Tile Parts Supply, located at 105 North Main Street in Tioga. Visit napaonline.com. TNT Measurements Incorporated, providing oil and gas allocation meter proving, calibrations, and production facility lack provings. To schedule your proving, contact Derek Thompson at 701-421-1351.
Founded in 2019, Northwest Therapy Services, located in Ray and Williston, North Dakota, provides speech therapy in our clinics, as well as partnering with local schools and nursing facilities to provide on-site therapeutic services. Our therapists offer language therapy as well as therapy for social, cognitive, communication, swallowing, feeding, and voice disorders. We are dedicated to providing the highest level of quality services. To schedule an appointment, visit nwtherapyservices.com or call 701-568-8255.
And as we come back to the Al Sherbinski's Gymnasium here in Kenmare, North Dakota, it's time now for District 16 tournament play. You've been listening to our Border Plains Equipment pregame show. And as we go with our Haugland Insurance Services starting lineup, the Stanley Blue Jays will be the visitors on the scoreboard tonight, and they'll go this way. Starting at center will be a junior wearing number 1, Hallie Larson. Playing middle hitter is number 2, another junior, Jordy Scarr. Clancy Hornberger, senior, plays outside hitter. She wears number 6. Betty Enander, another senior, is an outside hitter wearing number 7 tonight. The libero for the Blue Jays tonight is wearing number 8. That's Nora Hermanson. She is a senior. And Brenna Winger, wearing number 15 tonight, a freshman, is a right side specialist. And she gets to start tonight. And rounding out the starting lineup tonight, another freshman from the middle position. It'll be Annie Royce, wearing number 16 tonight. Nikki Heinley has been coaching in her second year as the head coach for the Stanley Blue Jays. And that's the starting lineup. They come into this match with a 7-11-1 overall record. And for the Powers Lake-Burke Central Ranchers, they'll go with Eliza Schroeder. Schroeder is a senior playing middle hitter tonight. Claire Gunderson, another senior, wears number 8, plays outside hitter for the Ranchers. Ava Bollinger, the sophomore outside hitter, wears number 11 this evening. And Jocelyn Puckett, another sophomore for the Ranchers, wears number 14. Olivia Puckett is a senior middle hitter. She wears number 15. And the setter for the Ranchers is Trista Inget. Trista wears number 34. So the Ranchers are coached up by Kayla Jensen. She's in her fourth year as the head coach. That's been our Haugland Insurance Services starting lineup. And our officials tonight, out of the Williston Basin Officials Association, it'll be Michelle Dolan and her husband, the Hall of Famer, Stuart Dolan. Stuart, a member of the Officials Hall of Fame. He'll be in the chair tonight. His wife, Michelle, will be on the floor tonight. And Heidi, as both teams get ready to go, circle up, get their last-minute instructions from their coaches. We're looking forward to a pretty good match tonight.
Yes, this should be a pretty good matchup with Stanley and Powers Lake, number 4 and number 5 out there.
Those are always probably the best games of the tournament besides the semifinal games, because they're both evenly matched, it seems like. And this year the Ranchers sitting at number 4, the Stanley Blue Jays sitting at number 5. As our official this evening, Stuart Dolan and Michelle Dolan, checking out the players that are on the floor, and we're looking forward to it. This gives us a chance to thank the segment sponsor of this game. It is Bravera Bank, a proud supporter of Stanley Community and Stanley Blue Jays, helping you, our customer, forge new paths to achieve your financial goals. That is Bravera Bank, located in Stanley, North Dakota. Our Northwest Therapy Services opening serve is for the Stanley Blue Jays. The ball is in play, and we're underway here in the District 16 postseason tournament. Hermanson. Royce to the middle, and Royce puts it down for the opening kill. Well, that's a good way to start out your first point of the game with a kill from the middle. 1-0 on your Tioga Medical Center scoreboard. The Blue Jays out on top as Betty Enander goes back to the Service Valley Dental Group servers row. Here's a set back row hit to Gunderson. Gunderson caught up there by Betty Enander as Hornberger tips it across. Now from the middle, it's tipped across again by Schroeder. Nobody hitting the ball real hard here yet, but Enander from the back row brings it across. Here's a set to Schroeder. Schroeder tries to tip it off the arms. That'll be in, and that'll be a point for the Ranchers. We're all knotted up at 1 point apiece as the serve goes back over to the Powers Lake-Burke Central Ranchers. Back on September 21st, Powers Lake took down Stanley 3-2. And so there is a tip at the net. That's last touch by the Ranchers. That point goes to Stanley as Clancy Hornberger with a big swing as Cora Bell checks in for the Stanley Blue Jays to go back to the server's row, puts the ball in play, and we're underway again here. Schroeder tips it across. A diving Hermanson keeps it alive, and now Enander brings it across from the back row. Schroeder tips it over to Bollinger, and Bollinger brings it across, and now Bollinger is called in the net. She had the point won, but she went into the net, and that's a point for Stanley. They're up 3-1 on your Tioga Medical Center scoreboard as more fans are starting to filter in here this evening, this afternoon, and we're looking forward to some great volleyball. Up front, Hornberger brings it across. There's Bollinger with a hard hit, goes off the arms. That's a nice hit, Heidi.
Yeah, that's a nice strong hit there, cross court.
You seem to play better. It seems what the volleyball that I've seen, if you can hit the ball hard, you're going to do better in the long run rather than all the little tip overs. But it's 3-2 right now as the Ranchers. Bollinger, one of the best serves in the district, and proved it that time, as that point goes to the Stanley Blue Jays. We're all tied up at 3 apiece in this opening set of the District 16 postseason tournament. There's another ace, sponsored by Tioga Ace Hardware. 4-3, the Ranchers out on top by 1. As Bollinger, the sophomore, with a deadly serve for the Ranchers. I've noticed that since she's been inserted into the lineup. Now mixes things up, and that's another ace.
Yeah, she can serve hard and long and short, and
you can have that. You can have that variety. It kind of keeps you on your toes, doesn't it?
Yeah, it sure does.
There's Schroeder getting the friendly net. Almost went into the net, but the net helped her. Brought across there. Now Bakken in the back row sends it to the front, and there's a swing and a miss. 5-4 as Addison Barsted just mistimed her jump and her swing a little bit. Point awarded to the Stanley Blue Jays as now Annie Royce goes back to the Service Valley Dental Group servers row. From the middle, Schroeder brings it across. A diving Bell keeps it alive. Great play by Cora. They can't catch up with that one as Claire Gunderson just tips it over. That's another point for the Ranchers, 6-4. Okay. As Eliza Schroeder goes back to the servers row. Hallie Larson sets it up for Scar. Scar with the big swing from the left corner. Brings it across and bumped across by Gunderson. There's a Hornberger with the 4 hits on the double hit, and it's a point to the Ranchers. Schroeder goes back to the servers row. Brings it across. Now here's a set. Scar with the big swing. Last touch on out of bounds off the arms of Addison Barsted. That point awarded to the Blue Jays. Gives us a chance to thank Flag Family Media. KTGO picking up our audio feed here for this District 16 tournament. Glad to have all their listeners on board with us here this afternoon and throughout the tournament. Playing at the net, both teams back and forth here. Jocelyn Puckett, or Olivia Puckett brings it across, and now here's Scar with a big swing, and Enander gets the friendly net. Kept alive by the Ranchers, fighting for it at the net. Olivia Puckett is able to put it down on the jump ball from center court. That a point is awarded to the Ranchers. Great point there for the Ranchers, Heidi.
Yeah, that was a nice spot there up front. Couldn't quite get the Blue Jays to pick that one up.
Jessa Reestead into the game, and there's an ace.
Oh,
9-5. Here comes your fan club.
Oh.
9-5.
Yeah, they don't miss much, that's for sure.
Here's a set by Larson Scar. And the short set kept alive. Back corner. Great placement by Claire Gunderson, and the Ranchers have doubled up the Stanley Blue Jays. And with that, we have a timeout on the floor. We'll take one as well. Your Tioga Medical Center scoreboard. It is the Ranchers from Powers Lake-Burke Central 10, the Stanley Blue Jays 5. We'll step aside, come back after this St. Luke's Medical Center 30-second timeout.
This Game Day Media broadcast is brought to you by
Othion Boutique. Shop in person in downtown Tioga or visit their website at shopothion.com.
Nessa Consulting, located in Tioga, North Dakota. Visit nessaconsulting.com.
Frames by Ryan James, located in Crosby, North Dakota. Follow them on Facebook and Instagram at Frames by Ryan James.
And as we come back, Heidi, the opening set here in this opening district match between the Stanley Blue Jays and the Ranchers. Ranchers have found a little bit of a rhythm, haven't they?
Yeah, they have. They're picking up a lot of loose balls out there and getting under the ball to get it back set up, and has some nice kills there too by Bollinger.
Yeah.
Yep.
This segment is brought to you by Kyle Hansen, your thriving financial agent in Stanley, North Dakota, for all your financial planning needs in Northwest North Dakota. Please call Kyle Hansen or Becky Gettle at 701-628-2384. There's another point for the Ranchers, and right now the Blue Jays out of sync right now. They're up. Ranchers are up by 6, 11-5, as Reestead continues the good serving. Larson with the set up to Enander, tipped across, and Puckett unable to keep it in bounds, so that point goes over to the Blue Jays. It's 11-6 right now on your Tioga Medical Center scoreboard, as Hallie Larson goes back to the server's row for the Stanley Blue Jays. And we're making sure that everybody's in the lineup card with the officials. There's the whistle, and we're ready to play. Larson brings it across near the end line. Puckett pushes it to the corner. Nobody home for the Stanley Blue Jays.
Yeah.
And that's another point. Yeah, nice point. This segment brought to you again by Prairie Motors in Stanley, North Dakota, devoting ourselves to helping and serving our customers to the best of their ability with high-quality service and vehicles. And just like that, as Claire Gunderson has a service error. Point awarded to the Stanley Blue Jays. They're down by 5, 12-5, as Nora Hermanson goes back to server's row. 12-7, down by 5. Tipped across here. Stanley Blue Jays catch up with it. Now Enander tips it across, tries to find that donut hole. And then there's a tip at the net. A diving Swenson keeps it alive as Hornberger bumps it across. Nobody hitting the ball real hard right now. Puckett tries to do her best, kept alive. Good volley going on here. Bollinger brings it across for the kill. A Tioga Ace hardware kill and a sophomore with another point for the Ranchers, 13-7. The Ranchers up by 6. As Olivia Puckett with the pretty good hard serve. Annie Royce brings it across from the left corner. Schroeder blocked at the net by the freshman Annie Royce. And that's a block point on the block party from the center court. That point goes to the Blue Jays, 13-8.
Yeah, she's sure getting up there and blocking those balls.
She's a lanky young freshman.
Yeah.
Larson keeps it alive for the Blue Jays, brought across with the bump. Bakken in the back row, digs it out. Now here's a push. Up front, Enander tries to go along the net. Inget there for the Ranchers, brings it across. Royce again from the middle, tipped at the net. Last touch by the Ranchers, and that is a point for the Blue Jays. 13-9 here in set number 1. This is a best-of-5 match. The winner of this match will play tomorrow at 1 o'clock against the number 1 seed, the district and region defending champions, the Kenmare Bowbells Honkers. Hornberger
There you go.
with another big hit, and like we said earlier, if you hit the ball hard, things tend to go better for your team.
Yep. Hit the ball versus tipping it right over, and you're going to have a little bit more success there. It looks like Stanley's getting a little bit more warmed up here.
Yeah.
Trying to
Hermanson
set
sends
the
it to
ball
the
up.
front, or she tries to set it to the front, but Enander picks it up from the back row. Hornberger with another big kill, and the ball lands in the scorer's bench off the arms of Claire Gunderson. Another point for the Stanley Blue Jays off the big hit, as Hannah Nelson will check in to play back row for head coach Kayla Jensen, as our tournament manager Casey Kaiser comes up to wet our whistle. Thank you, Casey. And that point goes over to the Stanley Blue Jays. Last touch by the goes to the Ranchers. Last touch by the Blue Jays. So it's 14-11 as Jocelyn Puckett goes back to server's row. Yeah.
Oh.
Here is a hit by Annie Royce that's a little bit too deep. And another point for the Ranchers. They're up by 4, 15-11. We played a 25, got a win by 2 here in these first 4 sets, and there's a service error. The easiest point that the Stanley Blue Jays will get all night. 15-12.
Yeah, missed serves there. It's not. Yeah, you don't want those. You want some consistency there with those serves.
Hallie Larson pushes it across, then retrieves it on the tip by Schroeder. Hornberger tries to hit it hard, but this time she hits it into the net. So it's 16-12 on your Tioga Medical Center scoreboard. Ava Bullinger with the hard serve. One of the best in the district, in my opinion. And there is a Tioga Ace Hardware ace. I don't know, is that called an ace when somebody catches up with it like that? I don't know. I've always considered it to be an ace, but maybe an ace has got to hit the floor, huh?
Yeah, it has to hit the floor to be considered an ace, but they got a hand on it anyways.
Yeah. Well,
yeah, she is a strong server, that's for sure.
She caught it.
She is. Oh, there you go.
They let it go. Here is Royce. And Royce with the Tioga Ace Hardware
right
kill.
On the line there.
17-13.
Yeah, usually they don't let those go by too. Those carry balls.
17-14, and you know, we were talking about that play by Clancy Hornberger a couple of points ago, but almost looked like she grabbed it and then kind of threw it where she wanted to throw it.
Yeah, it did. She had a handle on that one. Oof, got a power serve there.
Yeah, Royce with a little bit too much Wheaties in the morning this morning as she puts it past the end line. 18-14, Hermanson checks in for head coach Nikki Heinley to play back row as Elijah Schroeder goes to the service line. Here's Hornberger, and Hornberger missed one. That one's out. Another point for the Ranchers, and again, the Ranchers up by a handful at 19-14. Nice lazy serve brought across here. Now here's Scar trying to drive it home as Gunderson picks up the second hit. Jocelyn Puckett will bring it across. Short serve, and there's a good timing set by Larson to Jordy Scar. And that point goes to the Blue Jays, 19-15. As the senior Clancy Hornberger goes back to the Service Valley Dental Group servers row, and must have had a little English on that one as it went all over the place. 19-16.
He turned her body a little bit too much there.
What's the key to serve receive? And if you get a hard serve, is it square up and try to hit it squarely, Heidi?
Get low and let it bounce off your arms, you know.
Yeah. Try to direct it somehow.
Yeah, don't be swinging the arms or moving too much. When it's hard, it's just going to fall right off if you're in the right position.
Right.
Knees bent down low. And
there's a great block by Addison Barstead on the hit by Betty Enander. And the Ranchers are 5 points away from taking set number 1 as they're up, or 4 points away. According to my Tioga High School math, that would be 5, but according to the Ray High School math, that's 4, right?
Yeah, I think that's 4 from what I learned. Yeah.
20-17 on the service error. 2017, it's a 3-point lead for the Ranchers now as Hallie Larson goes back to the service line. As Brenna Winger checks in for the Blue Jays, replacing Cora Bell. There's a serve. Up front, it's Olivia Puckett. The hit from the middle, caught up there by Stanley, as Betty Enander just kind of mishit it.
Trying to do a nice light one and right into the net.
Yeah, 21-14, a 4-point lead for Claire Gunderson as she puts the ball in play. And there's a tip. And the Blue Jays are called in the net. No, they're called over the net.
Oh, they went over the net.
Oh. 22-17. There is a mishit by the Stanley Blue Jays. And right now, the Blue Jays are in jeopardy of losing this opening set as they're down by 6, 23-17, as Claire Gunderson goes to the service row again, and then she serves it into the net. That's the broadcaster's jinx. Nora Hermanson now goes back to the server's row. 701 Cornhole Company located down in Mandan, North Dakota. Brad Anderson and his company down there at 701cornholecompany.com makes your cookouts even better. Get a hold of them for custom cornhole boards at 701 Cornhole Company. 24-18 set point for Olivia Puckett and the Blue Jays. That would have been out.
I think so too.
But the Blue Jays keep it alive. We're still playing. Here's a set to the middle. Schroeder with a big swing, and that one's too deep as well. 24-19. Blue Jays get the point anyway as Betty Enander comes to the Souris Valley Dental Group servers row, puts the ball in play. Pushed across by Jocelyn Puckett. Hermanson there for the Blue Jays. Hornberger now bumps it across. Here's another set opportunity. Up front to Schroeder off the arms of the front row for Stanley. As we play on, Ava Bollinger brings it across from the left side. Bollinger tapped at the net as the ball goes off the arms of Brenna Winger and into the stands. That is set point. The Ranchers take set number 1, 25-19 to take a 1-0 lead. We'll step aside, come back after this Bank of Tioga 2-minute intermission with a word from our sponsors.
At Prairie Home Furnishings of Stanley, featuring some of the best brands in the industry, such as Ashley, Lazy Boy, and Shaw Flooring, we have something for every room in your home. From furniture to flooring, outdoor living, mattresses, and decor, we truly have everything your home deserves. Shop our everyday low prices locally in store Monday through Friday, 9 to 5:30, and Saturdays from 9 to 4, or shop online anytime at shopphf.com. For all things home, be sure to also follow us on Facebook.
At Border Plains Equipment of Stanley, our vision is to be the respected and recognized leader in agricultural equipment and the employer of choice by helping people succeed. Our mission is to serve agricultural customers and communities by partnering to meet their needs through the sales and support of farm equipment and technology. Visit plainsag.com to check local inventory or stop by at 8141 off Highway 2 in Stanley, North Dakota today.
Voted a top 20 critical access hospital in quality, our Level 5 Trauma Center is ready to handle all your emergency needs with our acute stroke ready certification and full lab and radiology departments. Our physical, occupational, and speech therapy providers are available for all your rehab care, and our family practice clinic provides a variety of care including well child and child immunizations. Psychiatric care is available by telehealth, and mental health is available in person. To schedule an appointment, call us at 701-628-2505. or find us on our website at stanleyhealth.org. Montreal County Medical Center, here to help you throughout a lifetime.
Are you an enthusiastic sports fan? Want to have fun and get in on the action?
Heck, yes, that'd be awesome.
Have great attention to detail? Want to stay active?
Definitely.
Want to give back to the student athletes in your community?
Obviously, yes.
Then you'd make an excellent high school sports official. We need more officials in North Dakota, because with no high school officials, there are no high school sports. Sign up today at highschoolofficials.com.
And as we come back, Heidi, to our Bank of Tioga intermission report, the Ranchers with a 1-0 lead as they took down the Blue Jays 25-19. And from a perspective of a former player and a coach, what did you see doing right for the Ranchers?
You know, they were starting to set the ball up a little bit more and hitting it over the net there. Oh, if we could keep some of our hits inside
yeah.
and not out of bounds. But really working together and getting the ball over the net. Stanley's kind of lacking in that area right now, hitting some balls into the net and not getting many blocks. So,
well, as we start set number 2, there is a miscommunication, I believe, on Stanley's side of the floor. As
got that hole in the middle of the court there.
Yeah.
It looks like
1-1. As Olivia Puckett goes back to server's row.
But Powers Lake definitely has some strong servers.
They certainly do. Yeah, I mean that's. I mean, if you can hit the ball hard, and whether it's from the service line or from the front row or wherever you need to serve it, things tend to go better for you if you can control it. Ranchers up 2-1. As we continue to watch the play here, Annie Royce brings it across from the net, tipped at the net. Claire Gunderson runs it down for the Ranchers. Now here's a chance for the Ranchers to put it down, and they do. And that's another point for the Powers Lake-Burke Central Ranchers. This co-op, I believe, in their second year as a co-op between the schools at Lignite and Powers Lake. Still kept the rancher name, Powers Lake-Burke Central Ranchers. And there's a well-placed tip by Eliza Schroeder. You kind of catch everybody off guard if they're expecting a big hit and then tip it across. I think Kenmare was great at doing that last year.
Lose your spot on the floor quickly when that happens.
Yeah. Here's a set to Bullinger. She taps it across. So Ray J's starting to enter the gymnasium here, wearing their black and red uniform, travel gear. As the ball last touched and out of bounds by the Ranchers, it's 4-2. They'll be up next against the Divide County Maroons. In our second game of the day here, I guess it's a match. It's not a game, right? They call it a match.
Match, yeah.
As a tennis player, I should know that.
Okay, now they're hitting the ball a little bit more.
A little bit harder, right? Goes up in the rafters, misses all the steel, comes down, kept alive by the Ranchers, and now back on the same side. Here's Hornberger with the big hit. Oh, almost called 4 hits, but got the point anyway.
They were in the net.
Yeah, the Ranchers in the net as Benny Enander goes back to try to tie up this set number 2. They're down by 1, 4-3. Inget. There's the ball last touched by the Ranchers and out of bounds, and we're all knotted up on your Tioga Medical Center scoreboard. Here this second set. Again, you're listening to GameDay Media. My name's Randy Peterson alongside Heidi Barman and my production crew David Peterson and Caden Keller providing coverage of this tournament. 5-4 as that last point goes to the Ranchers, 5-4. Here's Hornberger. Up in the lights. Coming across, Jocelyn Puckett pushes it across from the back row. There, nobody picks up the ball. There's no talking in the back row, and it cost them a point. As we're all tied now up at 5 apiece, as Stanley with the last point for the Blue Jays. Cora Bell checking in for head coach Nikki Heinley. The senior goes back to the Souris Valley Dental Group servers row. Almost missed it. Bollinger at the net. As Bollinger is called in the net, she looks at the official and said, "What?" I don't think I hit it, but the referee saw it that she did, and that's a point for the Blue Jays, their first lead. And there's a friendly net for Cora Bell, and the Blue Jays now up by 2. Biggest lead of the night so far for the Stanley Blue Jays with a 2-point lead, 7-5. Here's Bollinger, bringing it across, almost hit that antenna. A diving Schroeder keeps it alive as Bollinger brings it across again. Royce from the middle, tries to drive it home. Here's Schroeder. Goes with the big swing, and that one's too deep. And that's another point for the Stanley Blue Jays, 8-5. On your Tioga Medical Center scoreboard, the Blue Jays up by 3. Bollinger with another big hit. She throws her hands up in the air, a little frustrated at herself. And it's a 4-point lead for the Stanley Blue Jays here in set number 2. They drop set number 1, 25-19. In our second set right now. Blue Jays up by 4.
There, we're swinging down a little bit more there.
Royce taps it. Allie Larson tried to tee it up for Hornberger. Up into the ceiling, and the Ranchers can't run it down, and it's 10-5, the biggest lead of the night for the Stanley Blue Jays. A lot of excitement on the team, and right now we have a timeout on the floor as Kayla Jensen needs to talk it over with her Ranchers. We'll take a timeout as well. It's a St. Luke's Medical Center 30-second timeout. You're listening to the District 16 postseason tournament here on Game Day Media.
Based in Crosby, North Dakota, St. Luke's Medical Center's mission is to provide comprehensive and compassionate health care for individuals and families in cooperation with the area medical community. Our vision is to be recognized as a community leader by delivering quality health care through a team of dedicated professionals in a friendly, compassionate, and growing environment. Recently named one of the top 20 critical access hospitals in the country means our community can count on us to deliver services they need now and in the future. To schedule an appointment, call 701-965-6349.
As we come back, we want to introduce a new sponsor called Gustafson Septic Service, located in Stanley, a family-owned and operating business for over 30 years, serving Northwest North Dakota with septic hauling, temporary septic and potable water, portable restrooms, winterized and trailer units, sewer line jetting and thawing, and sewer camera inspections and line locations. Call them at 701-628-2960 today. That is Gustafson Septic Service, located in Stanley. Last point goes to the Ranchers. They get the serve back. Addison Barstead goes to the corner. A nice place ball by Addison Barstead. And it's 10-7 as the Ranchers climb themselves back into it. Ava Bollinger gets the net to help her. Slows it up for the Blue Jays, and here's Hornberger bringing it across, tipped at the net. Schroeder keeps it alive, now back on the Rancher side as Schroeder bumps it across. Goes to the corner, back row. Claire Gunderson again with a nice move, tipped across to Hermanson. Royce mistimes the jump and hits it into the net. That's a point for the Ranchers, and the Ranchers now down only by 2 points, Heidi.
Yeah, they're making their way back up. They can keep the serves and start killing the ball a little bit more.
Blue Jays looking at each other, say, who wants it? Up front, here's Gunderson from the corner, dug out there by Bell. Now Larson brings it across with a quick tip. Gunderson tries to do the same and finds that donut hole. Just like that, the Ranchers back into this set, down by 1 after being down by 5 just not too long ago. Bullinger with the serve again, goes cross court. As Cora Bell almost sent it into the bleachers. Gunderson goes to that corner, well-placed hit by Gunderson. And when these Ranchers can tee it up for the front row, they're pretty good, aren't they?
Yeah, they're finding the line now, so mixing it up a little bit. For
10-10. As the Ranchers, Ava Bullinger serves it into the net. So we pat her on the back, and then she serves it into the net. 11-10. It's fun to watch a hard serve, though. I'd rather see that, I think. You put a little knuckleball on it. That always helps. Schroeder taps it across.
That hole again.
Yeah. What did you call that in college? Was it a donut hole, or what was it, a campfire hole, or what else? What's other name for it?
Neither of those. We just got to
probably can't say it on the air, huh?
Yeah, I probably better not say it. No, we just got to fill that gap. Yeah, that hole is wide open there. So.
11-11 as we play on here. There's Hornberger. Yeah. You hit the ball hard, you can score some points as Hornberger puts it down for a Tioga Ace hardware kill.
She's been hungry for the ball there. She got a hard one there.
Tee it up for me. I'll drive it down the fairway. On the outside, Claire Gunderson goes to the corner, finds the line. It's another point. She knows where that line's at. She's hit it a couple times here in this set, I believe. As Cora Bell checks back in to the back row. But Jessa Reset also checking in, goes to the Souris Valley Dental Group servers row. Gets the friendly net, and a diving Hermanson. What a great play by Hermanson. Keeping it alive. Now Larson pushes it across, allows the Blue Jays to get set up for the defense. There's a tip at the net as the Blue Jays come up with it. Enander comes across with it, and there is a lift called against the Ranchers, and it's a point for the Blue Jays. They're up by 1, 13-12. Hallie Larson goes back to the Souris Valley Dental Group servers row as we play on here. 13-12. Larson serves it into the net. 13-13 as they switch sides. It gives us a chance to thank DA Land LLC. They're established in 2021 and providing quality skid steer attachments, farm and ranch supplies, feed and pet supplies in the Tioga area. That's DA Land LLC. Wow, good play by the Ranchers.
They're blocking there, so.
Ranchers back out on top by 1, 14-13. Blue Jays keep it alive. Continuing to play as Inget sets it up for Jocelyn Puckett. Jocelyn and Olivia try to put the block on. It's over their arms as Krista Inget brings it across, excuse me. Enander goes back row. That would have probably been out. Schroeder knew it. The Ranchers keep it alive. Tylee Johnson into the game for the Stanley Blue Jays now. To the corner as Olivia too hard on the push, and we're all tied up 14-14 on your Tioga Medical Center scoreboard. Set to the front row. Olivia Puckett puts it down. Good hit. 15-14 as we trade sides. I want to thank The Porch, located over in Ray, North Dakota. Mandy Knox and her team over in Ray on Main Street. serving a variety of flavors for everybody. And the ball hits the antenna. And that's a point for the Ranchers. They're now up by 2. After trailing 10-5, have battled back.
Oh, no.
And Olivia Puckett serves it under the net. 16-15. I want to say a few things about Northwest Therapy Services located in Williston and Ray. Was voted as the 2023 Best of the Bakken Specialty Clinic, locally owned business award, and they're looking for some mental health counselors, I understand. I'm talking to the owner of that business, Heidi.
I'm into the game here.
Heidi Barman, she's into the game, not worrying about her advertising.
Yes, we are. Or I am looking for some mental health. I have a lead on a couple right now that might do a little bit.
Sure.
A little bit of telehealth and some in office, and to provide for some of those that are in need of the mental health services. It's such a need in our area.
Yeah,
I hope I can get at least one of them in the door.
Being in the healthcare field myself for over 40 years, I know that trying to find professionals in this part of the state is somewhat of a challenge.
Yeah, just a bit of a challenge, yes, to get someone to relocate new to the area, but you might get lucky and get someone that's moving back that, lived around here, which would be great. But I guess you just got to keep looking.
18-16. Got to put the pole in the water, right? Try to find the right one.
Yes.
Try to snag them.
Yes. Oh, that's awesome. She got right up there and smacked that right down.
Hornberger's strength, or as some people say, strength. 19-16. The Stanley Blue Jays up on top of the Ranchers. Schroeder brings it across, but a diving in-netter keeps it alive for the Blue Jays. And there's a ball hit into the net by Hornberger, 19-17. As we trade sides, Jocelyn Puckett now goes back to the Souris Valley Dental Group servers row. And there's Hornberger.
Nice.
Looks over at her bench and puts it down for a big point.
Yeah, middle back, straight back, right on the line.
Cora Bell checks in again for Trinity Barstead for the Blue Jays. I mean, if you watch this game long enough, you kind of know who's going to be coming in at different points of the game. They always seem to sub for the same person. And Hornberger this time is a little bit too wide. 20-18. As the Ranchers not going to go away without a fight, as they're trying to retrieve the volleyball out of the concession stand here at Al Sherbinski Court. It'll be a serve for the Powers Lake-Burke Central Ranchers. Ava Bullinger down by 2. Goes to the service line. Nice serve. Tylee Johnson runs it down. Here's a push by Hornberger. And they call that ball in as it hit the line, according to our line judge.
That was close.
2019. Too bad we don't have replay.
Take their word for it. Oh, that was a nice.
What a play by Hermanson again, sacrificing the body to keep the ball alive. Let's see if the Stanley Blue Jays can get a point out of it with all of that work. Barstead puts it down, and we're all tied up at 20-20.
Oh, good things happen when you hit the ball.
I don't know if it was hit that hard, but it just was in the right spot at the right time, I guess.
Oh,
and here's Bollinger's serve, and that's a good serve. My goodness. 20-21. With that, we have a timeout on the floor again. Tioga Medical Center scoreboard. It's the Ranchers 21, the Blue Jays 20. You're listening to the District 16 opening round day here from Kenmare, North Dakota on GameDay Media.
This GameDay Media broadcast is brought to you in part by
MC Property and Maintenance LLC is a family-owned and operated property management, maintenance, and handyman company based in Stanley, North Dakota. From lawn care to snow removal and everything in between, let us manage every aspect of your rental, property, and maintenance needs. To schedule an appointment, call Max at 701-641-2772. Rising Sports Academy, based in Stanley, North Dakota, offering skill sessions for basketball, football, volleyball, baseball, and softball. Check them out on Facebook at Rising Sports Academy.
As we come out of that St. Luke's Medical Center timeout, the Blue Jays down by 1, 21-20. The Ranchers have recaptured the lead by 1. And they got the right lady at the service line, Ava Bollinger. Here's Annie Royce pushing it over. Now on the Rancher side, up front, here's Schroeder.
Oh.
And there is a lift that's called against, is that what they call it? It's a lift?
Yep.
I kind of make up my own terms here, Heidi, so if I'm saying something wrong, you correct me, because I didn't ever play volleyball.
Well, you're doing a great job at it. Wow,
closest I got was
nice
a church
serve.
league back when I was in my younger days. That was like guerrilla volleyball.
No, oh boy.
22-21 as the ball goes into the net. Make sure you hit that like button if you would, if you're listening, watching our broadcast here this evening. We'd appreciate a thumbs up if you can do that for us. Just helps everybody out, including our alerts, all the alerts and stuff like that. Make sure you enable all the alerts and subscribe. There's no cost to subscribe to GameDay Media as we're all tied up here at 22-22. Again, we're going to be broadcasting the Region 8 volleyball tournament down at the Williston State College, November 6th through the 9th. As that kill, that Tioga Ace Hardware kill that by the Stanley Blue Jays. The Blue Jays up by 1, 23-22. Another timeout on the floor. We'll take one as well. You're listening to GameDay Media coverage of the District 16 postseason tournament. We'll be back after this 30-second timeout.
This GameDay Media broadcast is brought to you in part by Bingaman Construction in Ray, North Dakota, your go-to for all your residential and commercial spray foam and construction needs. Tegan's Interiors, located on Main Street in Crosby, North Dakota. Follow them on Facebook or find them online at tegansinteriors.com. Tioga Drug and Soda Shop, located at 106 North Main Street in Tioga. Visit tiogadrug.com.
As we come out of this St. Luke's Medical Center timeout, this segment's brought to you by Surge Aesthetics. Located in Tioga and Hazen, our purpose is to enhance your natural beauty and give you the confidence you need. Call Sarah in Tioga at 701-641-6429 or Corey in Hazen at 701-870-0529. And it's Annie Royce at the service line. Up by 1, 23-22. Close set here in this set number 2. Ranchers took set number 1, 25-19. Looking to tie it up with a victory here in set number 2. Hornberger brings it across. Here's Hornberger again, and Hornberger puts it down for the kill. And it's set point for the Stanley Blue Jays, 24-22. As Annie Royce, the freshman, goes back to serve for the set here at set point. Comes out of the rafters. Here's Gunderson. And Gunderson hits it 4 times, and that point awarded to the Blue Jays, and the Blue Jays take set number 2 by a score of 25-22. We'll step aside. We'll take our Bank of Tioga 2-minute intermission after this timeout.
At Tioga Ace Hardware, our store is a member of the largest retailer-owned hardware cooperative in the industry. We are all committed to being the helpful place by offering our customers knowledgeable advice, helpful service, and quality products. As the helpful hardware folks in your community, we promise that helping you is the most important thing we have to do today. Shop the biggest brands all under one roof at 119 North Main Street in Tioga, or shop online at acehardware.com.
Since 1961, Tioga Medical Center has been providing quality health care to Northwest North Dakota patients. With a newly built clinic in Tioga, where primary care providers along with visiting specialists are caring for patients every day. Primary care clinics in Ray and Powers Lake also. Call for an appointment today at 701-664-3368. Tioga Medical Center. Great staff making a difference in the lives of patients every day.
This GameDay Media broadcast is brought to you in part by
Brandy Larson Insurance of Stanley offers home, auto, business, and farm insurance. For a quote, call 701-628-1414. Your local Farmers Union insurance agent.
Murex Petroleum Corporation, a pioneer for today, creating opportunities for all involved. Extraordinary people, extraordinary assets. MurexPetroleumCorporation.com.
Gustafson Septic Service Incorporated, family owned and operated since 1986. Offering septic service, portable restrooms and hand wash, sewer jet and camera services. Located in Stanley, North Dakota, call for a free quote at 701-628-2960.
At Haugland Insurance Services, we are passionate about protecting farmers and ranchers. With extensive agricultural knowledge, we have the tools to protect your profit and minimize risk. Whether it's crop and livestock insurance or farm property and liability, we protect your hard-earned assets. We can also assist with farm transitions, commercial insurance, life, health, and disability coverage. You work hard to feed our world, and we work tirelessly to protect what you've grown and built. Call us at 701-965-4066 or visit us online at HauglandInsuranceServices.com.
As we come back to this segment out of the Bank of Tioga intermission, it was the Stanley Blue Jays tying this best-of-5 matchup at 1 set apiece. And as we start set number 3 on our Northwest Therapy Services start of our set, it'll be the Powers Lake-Burke Central Ranchers with the first serve. Ball's in play. Annie Royce goes cross court, but that one's too deep. And the first point goes to the Ranchers. Going to be hard to come up with a player of the game in this first one. A lot of athletes are playing pretty good.
Yeah, they are. They're serving well. Oh, there you go. Hitting some spots, digging the balls.
1-1 as the Ranchers unable to catch up with that short little tip. As Betty Enander goes back to the Souris Valley Dental Group servers row. Kept alive as Claire Gunderson tries to bring it across, and on the fourth hit, we are whistled, and the point goes to Stanley. 2-1. As Enander continues with the serve for the Blue Jays. Ball's up in the rafters again, comes down. Here's Ava Bullinger bringing it across over the head of an outstretched Betty Enander, and that point goes to the Ranchers. 2-2 on your Tioga Medical Center scoreboard. Our new floor umpire is Nicole Wondrusek, assisting our Hall of Famer Stuart Dolan. She's a little bit late in getting here. Maybe roads had something to do with it, but she is now our floor umpire as she calls in the net against the Stanley Blue Jays. That point goes to the Ranchers. 3-2. Kind of hard to. What is the rule on that, Heidi? You can put your foot on the line. You just can't touch the net.
Yeah, you can't go over the line, and for sure not in the net. No.
Yeah.
Oh, good. Yeah, so she was over.
So can you have part of your foot on the line if they're, because I've seen it on the, I've seen one foot on the line. Are you not supposed to touch that at all?
Yeah, you're not supposed to go over the mid, the mid line there.
Okay.
If you're, it's pretty hard to tell too, on a ref's eye, but.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Depending on where they're at, but.
5-2. Big hit by the Ranchers. Block tried to be made by the Blue Jays. And now Hallie Larson tips it across. Got a little bit too close to the nest. Couldn't set it up for anybody. Now here's a back set to Trinity Barstead. Up front, it'll be Royce and Barstead with the
touch.
As they call a tip against the Stanley Blue Jays. And last touch by the Blue Jays, 6-2. Got a little help from the Ranchers. Letting the umpires know there was a tip there. Royce goes to the corner, but it's wide and to the left. 7-2, quick 5-point lead for the Ranchers as Tylee Johnson comes in to replace Hallie Larson. 7-2, short serve. Barson sends it to the net, and boy, right now the Blue Jays in a little bit of a funk. 8-2, the Ranchers putting a string of points together here. Here's Hornberger, and Hornberger's big hit is too deep. 9-2. And with that, there's a timeout on the floor as head coach Nikki Heinle wants to take a timeout. She needs a timeout. So do we. Your Tioga Medical Center scoreboard, it is 9-2 in favor of the Ranchers. You're listening to District 16 postseason tournament coverage here on GameDay Media.
Since 1961, Tioga Medical Center has been providing quality health care to Northwest North Dakota patients. With a newly built clinic in Tioga, where primary care providers along with visiting specialists are caring for patients every day. Primary care clinics in Ray and Powers Lake also. Call for an appointment today at 701-664-3368. Tioga Medical Center, great staff making a difference in the lives of patients every day.
And as we come back here to the postseason tournament in Kenmare, North Dakota, my name's Randy Peterson alongside of Heidi Barman this evening on day number 1 of the postseason tournament. And out of that St. Luke's Medical Center timeout, we're waiting for the officials to give the go-ahead. Now we're ready to play as Jocelyn Puckett serves the ball, and the ball is too deep. So a good timeout by Nikki Heinle. Kind of iced the kicker, so to speak, huh?
Yeah, she stopped her serving streak there.
9-3 as Cora Bell checks in. Short serve.
Nice
there's an ace. Nobody caught up with
go.
that. That's a Tioga Ace hardware ace right there. 9-4 for the Stanley Blue Jays, Cora Bell. Now the Ranchers bring it across. Up front, Annie Royce goes along the net. Dug out there by Barstead.
Oh,
big hit, big swing by Hornberger, and Hornberger can put it down if they tee it up for her. 9-5.
Yeah, she gets the timing down and she can kill the ball.
As this time the ball sent to the front row, but it's near the umpire's chair, and the Blue Jays can't come up with it. 10-5 as the Ranchers have doubled up the Blue Jays. Lead by 5 points as Bullinger comes to the service line. Man, that
curving that serve a little bit.
Yeah. And there's a tip at the net, but the ball lands on the Stanley side. It's 11-5, a 6-point advantage for the Ranchers. And Bullinger now serves it with a service error. Okay, oh, that was over the net as Jordy Scar, a little bit too aggressive, goes over the net. You got to allow the team to be able to play it, I believe, right? 12-6. As Eliza Schroeder floats it over with the serve. Tylee Johnson brings it across for the Blue Jays. Hornberger gets it back after keeping it alive. Now push to the outside. Claire Gunderson one-arms it to keep it alive for the Ranchers. Now back on Stanley's side. Scar goes to the corner, hits the line.
Watched it land. Oh, it's a tough one.
12-7. She knows where the line's at. She hit it. Good call by our floor umpire this evening. line judge, I should say. Is
Oh,
there's a miss
Finding
hit
their hole
by
there.
Eliza Schroeder, kind of frustrated with herself, hits the floor with her fist. 12-8. I've seen people get frustrated, try to punch a beam, and they end up breaking a bone in their hand.
Yeah, they won't be able to play much volleyball with a broken hand.
13-9.
Oh,
As Hornberger goes back to the server's row. Twelve to 9.
oh, just can't receive the ball right now. Oh, boy.
Good play by Gunderson. Now up front, Jordy Scar goes along the net, puts it down for the Stanley Blue Jays. We have a timeout on the floor. You're listening to Game Day Media coverage of the opening day of the District 16 tournament. You're watching the District 16 tournament. We'll be back after this 30-second timeout.
Located in Crosby, North Dakota, Brad Johnson Insurance has been helping clients find insurance coverage since 1986. Our team is passionate about serving the community in which we live and pride ourselves on getting to know our clients to best serve their needs. Our staff is active in the public and strives to better our community through participation, involvement, and by supporting area events and youth programs. For a quote, visit bradjohnsoninsurance.com or call 701-965-4200 today.
And as we come back to Kenmare, North Dakota here on Game Day Media, my name's Randy Peterson alongside Heidi Barman for our opening day of coverage. And we're all tied up at 1 apiece, Heidi, and it's been a pretty good match so far.
Yeah, it has been pretty good back and forth, some competitive sets here. So
Ranchers up by 2 as Clancy Hornberger goes back to the server's row.
trying to hit that hole there. Oh,
And there's a miss hit by the Ranchers, so a good timeout. Well, they probably wasn't a good timeout as they lost that point as well. So 12-11 is the Blue Jays trying to tie this third set up. We're all tied up at 1 set apiece if you're just joining us here on Game Day Media. Heenander brings it across with a pretty big hit to the corner. Hermanson runs it down for the Blue Jays. And the Blue Jays unable to catch up with it at the net. Drops on the Blue Jays side of the court, and that's a point for the Ranchers as number 24 for the Ranchers checks in. That is Abigail Nelson, seeing her first action of the night. And that point given to the Ranchers, and it's 14-11. The Ranchers out on top by 3. Nelson continues to serve, goes along the line, just outside the line. That was close. 14-12. But our line judge right there. As our next match will be the Divide County Maroons versus the Ray Jays in the 3-6 matchup. Winner of the second game tonight between the Maroons and the Ray Jays will play the Tioga Lady Pirates tomorrow afternoon, on Saturday afternoon, as the tournament continues.
oh, cross court.
Cross-court kill by Bethany Enander. And the Blue Jays down by 1, 14-13. Again, they retrieve the ball out of the concession stand. And Tylee Johnson goes back to serve.
Oh, into the net.
There's a service error. Boy, those hurt, don't they?
Yeah, they do. Those add up quickly. Missed serves.
Last touch by the Ranchers off the arms of Ava Bullinger. It's 15-14. After you get done listening to our coverage here on Game Day Media tonight, World Series kicks off. It'll be the D-backs and the Texas Rangers in the World Series. We're all tied up at 15-15. First time I believe that the Rangers have gained the spot in the World Series. Here's
there you
Puckett.
go.
Oh, there's a big hit. Hornberger keeps
Nice
it alive.
hit. Wow,
yeah,
they picked
wow.
that up.
Bollinger
Another
this
one.
time
There you
goes
go.
to the
That was-
corner
Woo!
again.
Right on the line.
16-15, the Ranchers up by 1 here in set number 3. Oh, I guess I'm corrected. The Rangers have made it to the World Series before. 16-15. Anyway, my Twins aren't in it. There's a point as they hit the line. And we're all tied up at 16-16. They gave it a good run, the Twins did. But just fell a little bit short to the Astros. I love the game of baseball. Eliza Schroeder. Now here's the Blue Jays. Barstead sending it to the front row as Royce brings it across. Up front, Schroeder blocked at the net, kept alive by the Blue Jays. Schroeder again. Hermanson with another dive. Hornberger tries to put it off the net. Can't do it. That point lands on the Stanley side. That is a point for the Ranchers. Hornberger again brings it across. Nobody home for the Ranchers. And we're all tied back and forth here, 17-17.
Yeah, Stanley sure has warmed up.
Yeah.
They're receiving the ball, getting some digs.
This segment's brought to you by Patriot Oilfield Service. Nate and the team at Patriot Oilfield Service would like to wish the Pirates all the best this season. Patriot Oilfield Service Incorporated, located in Tioga, North Dakota. Well placed by the Ranchers. The Ranchers take a 1-point lead. Back and forth here
I might have
in
spoke
set
too
number
soon.
3.
There's that hole again. Oh, nice serve.
Wow. Pretty hard to defend against that one. 19-17 as a driving serve by Ava Bollinger. Stanley puts it into the bleachers, and it's a 2-point lead for the Ranchers. Another serve.
Nice one.
This time Enander steps in front of Bell. And again, the Blue Jays a little bit too deep. And it's 20-17. Ranchers taking control of set number 3. They're up by 3. Here's a back set to Royce. Jocelyn Puckett sends it to the front row as Bollinger bumps it across. Hornberger again, a little bit too strong. That's another point for the Ranchers, 21-17. As Bollinger continues to serve. Royce, the Puckett is there for the Ranchers. Bollinger pops it across the front row. Johnson sets up Royce. Royce didn't hit it hard, and the Ranchers keep it alive. Hornberger tipped at the net, now pushed to the corner. Bell there brings it across, and it's a point as the Ranchers can't catch up with it, and it's another timeout on the floor. You're listening to District 16, and you're watching District 16 coverage here on Game Day Media. Back after this timeout.
This Game Day Media broadcast is brought to you in part by
MC Property and Maintenance LLC is a family-owned and operated property management, maintenance, and handyman company based in Stanley, North Dakota. From lawn care to snow removal and everything in between, let us manage every aspect of your rental, property, and maintenance needs. To schedule an appointment, call Max at 701-641-2772. Rising Sports Academy, based in Stanley, North Dakota, offering skill sessions for basketball, football, volleyball, baseball, and softball. Check them out on Facebook at Rising Sports Academy.
As we come back to Game Day Media out of that St. Luke's Medical Center timeout, Ava Bollinger with a 5-point lead puts the ball in play, and there's another ball that is off the wall as the Blue Jays can't catch up with it. And right now the Ranchers having all kinds of trouble with Ava Bullinger's serve. They're 2 points away from claiming set number 2.
Oh, nice.
There's one of them, and it's 24-17. It'll be set point for the Ranchers, and they got the right server at the service line, Ava Bullinger. Oh, I jinxed her again, Heidi.
Could have been game point, yeah.
keep my mouth shut here.
Yeah, she's definitely worked on that serve.
Yeah. 24-18, no room for error for the Blue Jays. Puckett brings it back into play as Barsted bumps it across. Here's Scar off the front row tip. Kept alive by the Ranchers as Bullinger now, or Schroeder, I'm sorry, brings it across. Set to the front row, Claire Gunderson with the tap. Going back to the corner, and well placed by Jordy Scar. 24-19. As Annie Royce at the Souris Valley Dental Group servers row again for the Blue Jays. Again, no room for error. Up front, Gunderson comes across with it. Gunderson off the net. The Blue Jays keep it alive. Here is Barsted.
Oh, boy.
Kept alive by Cora Bell. My goodness.
They're digging the ball. Oh.
Hornberger as Bullinger with the one arm keeps it alive for the Ranchers. Good volley here. Both of these teams playing for the set. Up front, here's Schroeder. And off the net, last played by the Stanley Blue Jays. That is set point, 25-19. The Ranchers take set number 3 to take a 2-1 lead over the Stanley Blue Jays. We'll step aside after this Bank of Tioga 1-minute intermission.
At Haugland Insurance Services, we are passionate about protecting farmers and ranchers. With extensive agricultural knowledge, we have the tools to protect your profit and minimize risk. Whether it's crop and livestock insurance or farm property and liability, we protect your hard-earned assets. We can also assist with farm transitions, commercial insurance, life, health, and disability coverage. You work hard to feed our world, and we work tirelessly to protect what you've grown and built. Call us at 701-965-4066 or visit us online at HauglandInsuranceServices.com.
Founded in 2019, Northwest Therapy Services, located in Ray and Williston, North Dakota, provides speech therapy in our clinics as well as partnering with local schools and nursing facilities to provide on-site therapeutic services. Our therapists offer language therapy as well as therapy for social, cognitive, communication, swallowing, feeding, and voice disorders. We are dedicated to providing the highest level of quality services. To schedule an appointment, visit nwtherapyservices.com or call 701-568-8255.
And as we come back to our Bank of Tioga intermission, this gives us a chance to talk about a new podcast called From the Sidelines with Chris Peterson. My son located down in Bismarck, North Dakota. He had his first podcast earlier this week. And From the Sidelines episode, Eddie Streeter was the guest. He's the head baseball coach at Legacy High School in Bismarck, North Dakota. And he comes from a long line of coaches whose grandfather was a Hall of Fame junior college baseball coach. His father is also a high school baseball coach. He's got 18 years of coaching experience, varying from high school to junior college to Division II. He's the founder of the Short Hop Baseball, which is an individualized training and instruction baseball skills. And remember, you can get some merchandise from the Sidelines with Chris Peterson that's ready to release. It was released on October 25th. If you want to look at his merchandise line, and they have weekly broadcasts that are coming in with a new guest every week, and I believe at some point in time you'll have somebody from the Northwest North Dakota area, and so make sure you tune in to the podcast of From the Sidelines with Chris Peterson, also on Spotify and also located on our YouTube channel called GameDay Media. Would appreciate any and all comments that you have about those broadcasts. And look forward to seeing who else Chris lines up on his agenda. First point of set number 4 goes to the Ranchers as they're up 1-0. As we have a number of fans that are starting to file in up here in the balcony. We're high above the Al Sherbinski Gymnasium here in Kenmare, North Dakota on GameDay Media. There's a ball hit by Betty Enander, and I think that's going to be a key for the Blue Jays if they want to get back into this, is Betty Enander probably needs to start hitting the ball a little bit more aggressively.
Yes, I agree. Definitely need some hitting and blocking coming for that side.
And then that also says, well, our guys have got to tee it up too, and let her get to the net and put some licks on it. Betty is all over the court right now, doing a great job for the Blue Jays. Schroeder, a little bit too strong as she goes outside the lines. That point last goes to the Stanley Blue Jays. It's 2-1 in favor of the Blue Jays.
Short one.
As the friendly net here in Kenmare aids the Stanley Blue Jays. They're up 3-1 here in set number 4. The Ranchers with a 2-1 lead over the Stanley Blue Jays. So the backs are up against the wall here for the Blue Jays. They need to win this set to go to a 5th and deciding set. The ball is out of bounds, last touched by the Ranchers. So it is 4-1 in favor of Stanley. The winner of this set will play the Kenmare Bowbells Honkers, the defending District 16 and the defending Region 8 champions, tomorrow at 1 o'clock here on GameDay Media. You'll find all of our action as we'll go on the air at 12:30 with the broadcast of semifinal afternoon here from Kenmare on GameDay Media. The loser will have a bye into the region qualifying round on Monday evening. 5-1. The Blue Jays out on top by 4. They come up. Cross is Ava Bollinger starting to hit the ball and making a difference here for the Rancher. She's, besides her service line play, she's also starting to make an impact from the front row when she's there.
Yeah, we could use her killing the ball a little bit up there. Oh boy, in our back row there.
Hannah Nelson with a great dig for the Ranchers. And now here's a point by Hornberger off the arms of Addison Barstead. 6-2, the Blue Jays out on top by 4 as Hallie Larson will check in for the Blue Jays, replacing Trinity Barstead. Blue Jays with a 4-point lead as Larson goes to the Souris Valley Dental Group servers row. Set up to Hornberger, blocked at the net by Schroeder and Barstead. Pushed to the corner, Bell there for the Blue Jays. Tipped across by Royce. And there's a block off the arms of Clancy Hornberger, goes out of bounds. That last point goes to the Ranchers. As Ava Bollinger goes back to server's row. Ooh. Be tough to get that one across. As that point goes to the Powers Lake-Burke Central Ranchers, as the serving of Ava Bollinger making a definite impact here tonight. Here's a short serve. And that's 4 hits according to the chair umpire. And it's 6-5. Stanley Blue Jays don't necessarily agree with that call, but I don't know if they're ever.
Nice, there we go.
Another Tioga Ace Hardware ace. And just like that, the Ranchers have tied up this set number 4. They're up 2-1 after being down 6-2. Last 4 points. I don't know. They look like they could almost go out of bounds.
Oh, boy.
Block at the net. It's a block party for Eliza Schroeder. See what Bullinger can do again. There's a knuckleball.
Yeah,
this time it floats out of bounds.
Didn't curve
Yeah.
quick enough. Ugh.
7-7. But she got him back. As we're all tied up at 7 apiece, Royce at the service line.
Get up there.
Here's Jordy Scar mishitting it. It goes into the net.
A little late.
And that point goes to the Ranchers. Puckett was ducking. I think I would have been ducking as well. I wouldn't want to eat that one. 8-7. As Eliza Schroeder goes back to the server's row. Scar brings it across for the Blue Jays. Bullinger. Eight to 8 as the Clancy Hornberger continues on with the serve, all tied up here. Addison Barstead goes cross court, well placed by Barstead, and the Ranchers take a 1-point lead, 9-8. Not much you can do about those, Heidi.
No, they kind of were planted up. They're going a little bit further than you have to either move your feet quick or they weren't ready, that's for sure.
Number 24 comes in again, Abigail Nelson for the Ranchers. The ball comes out of the rafters. Brought across, Cora Bell digs it out, close to the net. The Blue Jays can't catch up with it. It's another point for the Ranchers. 10-8.
Oh,
there's
boy.
Nelson with a 10-9. As Trista Ingot checks in for the Ranchers, allows us to thank Technex Solutions, offering measurement, sales, service, and support for oil and water measurement equipment in the Bakken. Call Jason at 701-641-0647 or get a hold of him at Jason at technexsolutions.com. That's Technex Solutions, LLC. 10-9, the Ranchers with a 1-point lead. Puckett
there they go.
puts it down for another point. I've been kind of impressed over the season with Jocelyn Puckett. She pretty coordinated and drives the ball pretty hard. There's a service error. 11-10. 11-10 as the serve goes back to Cora Bell, who's now wearing the Libero jersey, looks like. Not sure what the deal is with that, but anyway, she's serving. And that ball is a little bit too deep. Good play there, good call by the Ranchers as the ball floats out of bounds. Lead by 1 for the Ranchers as Olivia Puckett puts the ball in play as Royce goes from the left corner, puts it down for the Tioga Ace hard work kill, and we're all tied up at 12 apiece. 12-12 on your Tioga Medical Center scoreboard. There's Betty Enander at the Souris Valley Dental Group servers row, puts the ball in play. Schroeder brings it across. There's Bell for the Blue Jays. Royce goes to the corner. Great job by Hannah Nelson keeping it alive. The Ranchers bring it across just over the net. Tipped at the net, and now here's a point for the Blue Jays as the Ranchers are called in the net. Schroeder was guilty party of going into the net. Couldn't stop the momentum. And it's 13-12. The Blue Jays with the lead and the serve here in set number 4. And then the Blue Jays give it right back on the service error. This segment is brought to you by Hidden Beauty Salon and Spa, located in Tioga, North Dakota on Main Street. They're your full-service salon and spa. Follow them at Hidden Beauty on Facebook. Hornberger goes back row with the kill attempt. Here's Bullinger going cross court with it as well. Gives you a little bit more area to be able to put the ball down if you go cross court with it, unless you play way above the net. Marston with a big block by Clancy Hornberger. She hit the ball hard, but Hornberger got the better of it, and it's a point for the Blue Jays. A few weeks ago, there was a volleyball match that was played down in Nebraska, I believe, in an open field football field. They had 92,000 people watch that volleyball match. It was amazing. Can you imagine?
This is in Nebraska, you said.
In Nebraska, the Nebraska Cornhuskers.
Okay.
Volleyball team. I don't know who their opponent was, but they had 92,000 people at the football field watching a volleyball match. That's good volleyball.
Yeah.
Almost need binoculars to see it.
Yep, that's a lot of fans. Oh boy.
There, the point awarded to the Ranchers. We're all tied up at 14 apiece. Starting to see some Divide County and Ray J players getting in their uniforms, getting ready to play at the conclusion of this opening set match, I should say. They'll take 25 minutes in between sets, in between matches, and it'll be the Maroons versus the Ray Jays in our second match here in this opening round coverage of the District 16 tournament. Glad you're watching with us here on Game Day Media. In 2003, yeah. Nebraska and Omaha.
Oh, wow.
It was the Nebraska Cornhuskers against the Omaha Mavericks. And Nebraska beat Omaha 3-0. As we look up information, as the point goes to the Blue Jays. 15-14. If you're watching, give us a thumbs up if you would. Helps everybody. Subscribe for nothing. Enable all the notifications to Game Day Media. Find us on Facebook at Game Day Media, where you can follow us along. All the tournament coverage will be listed there on our Facebook page. And 16-14. The Blue Jays getting into a little bit of a rhythm here.
Yep, nothing you can do about that one there. Straight down.
Royce puts the ball in play, dug out by Hannah Nelson. Back to the corner, Hallie Larson keeps it alive. Ascar brings it over with the bump. Pushed across there by Schroeder. As Schroeder tried to punch it across, it falls short. And just like that, the Blue Jays are up by 3, 17-14 here in set number 4. They're down 2-1. Well placed by Hallie Larson, letting that ball go out of bounds. We have a timeout. That last point for the Blue Jays. They're up 18-14. It's a St. Luke's Medical Center timeout. You're listening to opening day coverage of the District 16 postseason tournament here on Game Day Media.
This Game Day Media broadcast is brought to you by
Otheon Boutique. Shop in person in downtown Tioga or visit their website at shopotheon.com.
Nessa Consulting, located in Tioga, North Dakota. Visit nessaconsulting.com.
Frames by Ryan James, located in Crosby, North Dakota. Follow them on Facebook and Instagram at Frames by Ryan James.
As we come out of this St. Luke's Medical Center timeout, both teams getting their final instructions. Nikki Heinley for the Stanley Blue Jays, Kayla Jensen for the Powers Lake-Burke Central Ranchers. The Blue Jays up by 4, 18-14. And we have a bracket on our screen right now. Make sure you look at that, as the winners of this game will play the Kenmare Bull Bells Honkers tomorrow afternoon starting at 1 o'clock. The losers will go to the region qualifying game that will be played on Monday. 3 games on Monday. And there's another miss hit by the Ranchers, and it's a point for the Blue Jays. The Blue Jays up by 5, 19-14. Annie Royce continues to serve. And there is a kill by Addison Barstead. That stops the scoring streak for the Blue Jays. Gets the Ranchers within 4 as Eliza Schroeder goes back to the service row. I want to thank Farmers Union Insurance, the Larson Vossen agency located in Crosby, where they sell crop, farm and ranch, home, auto, commercial, and health insurance. Call Chell or Robbie at 701-965-6335 today. That's the Larson Vossen agency, your Farmers Union Insurance agents located in Crosby, North Dakota. 19-15. There's a tip at the net, and last touch by the Blue Jays. Point goes as the ball goes out of bounds. Last point to the Ranchers as Schroeder goes to the service line. Clancy Hornberger brings it to the front row as Larson bumps it across for the Blue Jays. There's Bell digging the ball out. Up front, here's Jordy Scar off the arms of the block attempt, and that's a big point for the Blue Jays. They're now up by 4, 20-16, 5 points away from tying this best-of-5 matchup up as they're down 2-1, but in control here of set number 4. Claire Gunderson blocked at the net. As looked like a double hit. Yeah, 2 hit. Good call by Stuart Dolan. He saw that. That point, we saw it up here from our NCC sports desk. That was a double hit.
Yeah, that was a double hit.
Yeah, one off the arm, one off the head. And that time Barstead put it down for the Ranchers with the kill from the right side. 21-17. There's a reason why our chair umpire Stuart Dolan's a Hall of Famer. Got better eyes than I do. Long time official. I think he said he's been doing this for 36 years. Yeah, ball coming out of the rafters. Now there's the Blue Jays. Hallie Larson is called in the net. 21-18. As Abigail Nelson into the game to serve. Puts the ball in play. Sent to the front row, and the Blue Jays unable to catch up with the third hit. Another point to the Ranchers, 21-19. As head coach Nikki Heinley gets up and shouts some encouraging words to her teammates. To her team, I should say. There's a well-placed, good decision by Cora Bell, let's put it that way, for not picking that ball up as it floated out of bounds.
Quick decision.
Sometimes you have to ask the custodians here to turn down the fans sometimes, or turn them up a little bit if they want that knuckleball to fall and drop. 22-19. Tylee Johnson goes back to the Souris Valley Dental Group servers row. Here's a set to Puckett. She bumps it across. Now Barstead sends it back row to Hornberger, who bumps it across from the back row. Olivia Puckett now at the net. They're battling. Kept alive by the Ranchers. There's Jordy Scar trying to push it across. Claire Gunderson blocked at the net, lands on the Stanley side. And that's another point for the Ranchers, 22-20. As we have a substitution, it'll be Jessica Riestead checking in for Claire Gunderson for the Ranchers. Kayla Jensen making a change. Riestead comes in for serving ability. Let's hope we don't jinx her from the NCC sports desk here. We're ready to play again. There's the whistle as Jessa Riestead.
Oh, no. Might have been a jinx. Oh.
Sorry about that.
Oh, she doesn't look happy about that one.
23-20. She looks up. No, she doesn't look up here. Gives us the evil eye. 23-20. 23-20 as Claire Gunderson will check in for Jester Riestead again, kind of dejected as she goes to the bench again. As Cora Bell returns the favor and sends it into the net. 23-21. The Blue Jays still up by 2. As Olivia Puckett at server's row. Nice serve.
Right up there. There you go.
There's a well-placed hit by Eliza Schroeder. 23-22. The Ranchers within 1. Trying to close it out here. They're still down by 1. Got a little momentum swing here. But there's a momentum killer for the Ranchers as Annie Royce puts it down, and it'll be set point for the Stanley Blue Jays, and it'll be Betty Enander serving for the set to try to tie this set up at 2 apiece. 24-22, Enander's serve is in. Here's the Ranchers. Here's a chance for the Blue Jays if they can tee it up for Hornberger, and it's going to be a point to the Ranchers. 24-23. 24-23 as Addison Barsted checks in for Trista Inget. And they got Jocelyn Puckett at the Souris Valley Dental Group servers row. Ball's in play, comes across. Here's Stanley. She set up the wrong team. Here's Ava Bollinger, blocked at the net, kept alive by the Blue Jays.
Oh,
and the Ranchers,
that might have been out.
That might have been out, but we play on. Both teams fighting for the set.
Oh, boy.
Gunderson diving all over the floor. Here's Tylee Johnson setting up Royce. Tipped at the net and pushed across by the Ranchers. Back to the corner. Bell runs it down. Here's Hornberger going to the corner, and it's too deep. And it's all tied up, 24-24. 24-24. With that, we have a timeout on the floor. Timeout on the floor. The Ranchers are all excited right now. They were down, battled back. You're listening to Game Day Media coverage you're watching Game Day Media coverage here from District 16 postseason tournament in Kenmare, North Dakota.
At Prairie Home Furnishings of Stanley, featuring some of the best brands in the industry, such as Ashley, La-Z-Boy, and Shaw Flooring, we have something for every room in your home. From furniture to flooring, outdoor living, mattresses, and decor, we truly have everything your home deserves. Shop our everyday low prices locally in store Monday through Friday, 9 to 5:30, and Saturdays from 9 to 4, or shop online anytime at shopphf.com. For all things home, be sure to also follow us on Facebook.
As we come back in set number 4, we're all tied up at 24 apiece on your Tioga Medical Center scoreboard. Jocelyn Puckett at the service row. Blue Jays push it across. On the middle, Liza Schroeder bumps it across. Diving Blue Jays keep it alive as Betty Enander comes up with a little grimace. And they're going to call number 3 under the net. And that point goes to the Stanley Blue Jays, 25-24. The Blue Jays will be serving for the set as Brenna Winger will check in for Stanley, and Hallie Larson will check in for Trinity Barstead as Larson goes back to the Souris Valley Dental Group servers row, serving for the set to tie this up at 2 apiece. There's a serve dug out there by Barstead. Back row, Gunderson unable to bring it across, and there's the winning point of set number 4. That brings us to a 5th and deciding set as the Blue Jays tie it up with a 26-24 win in set number 4. Wow, what a match. We'll step aside, come back after this Bank of Tioga 2-minute intermission. You're listening to Game Day Media coverage here on Game Day Media.
While being the largest leaseholder in the Bakken, Continental Resources believes that we are among the most efficient and cost-effective producers of oil and natural gas on the planet. One of the most effective ways of putting action behind our values is by giving to those communities in which we operate. American Energy is a huge contributor of tax revenue to local, state, and federal governments, an economic catalyst, and a job creator. If you want to work in an environment that encourages teamwork and putting your ideas into action, visit CLR.com to start your new career today.
At NCC, Northwest North Dakota is our backyard. The individuals and businesses who rely on NCC's services aren't just our customers. You're our neighbors, our friends, and our families. That's why we're committed to providing the high-quality internet, video, phone, and security systems you need to stay connected with the friendly, local service you deserve. NCC, making connections in Northwest North Dakota.
At Haugland Insurance Services, we are passionate about protecting farmers and ranchers. With extensive agricultural knowledge, we have the tools to protect your profit and minimize risk. Whether it's crop and livestock insurance or farm property and liability, we protect your hard-earned assets. We can also assist with farm transitions, commercial insurance, life, health, and disability coverage. You work hard to feed our world, and we work tirelessly to protect what you've grown and built. Call us at 701-965-4066 or visit us online at hauglandinsuranceservices.com.
She's definitely got him.
As we come back to Al Sherbinski Court in Kenmare, North Dakota, here on Game Day Media. My name's Randy Peterson. We're in a fifth and deciding set as Stanley Blue Jays have the first serve. Jordy Scar with the first serve. We played a 15, got a win by 2. We're all tied up at 2 apiece. Bullinger goes to the corner. Nobody home for the Blue Jays. Well placed by Bullinger. And the Ranchers with the first point of set number 5 as Cora Bell checks in for Jordy Scar. And it'll be Olivia Puckett back at server's row. Dug out by Cora Bell. Up front, here's Betty Enander, and Enander, well-placed kill. That's a Tioga Ace hardware kill. 1-1 as we start our Northwest Therapy Services fifth and deciding set. Here from Kenmare, North Dakota, my name's Randy Peterson alongside Heidi Barman. Our production team, David Peterson and Caden Keller, providing you the board ops and the eyes of the Game Day Media here this evening. There is a kill tipped at the net by the Ranchers, and it's a lead for the Blue Jays at 2-1. Like we said earlier, Heidi, when you start hitting the ball harder, it seems to go better for you.
Yeah, it sure does. If you can get through those blockers, you're hitting the ball is going to get you a little bit further than just tipping it right over.
Here's Hornberger, and as we try to say it, she tried to get cute, tried to go cross court with it with the tip and couldn't get it over the net. 2-2. 2-2 as Jocelyn Puckett goes back to serve for the Ranchers. Ball comes across, Enander with the dig. Royce off the arms of the Ranchers.
Oh, wow, nice pick
Good
up.
play by Bullinger. My goodness. A little agility there. Puckett brings it across with a reverse bump. Tylee Johnson sends it to the scorer's bench, and that's a point for the Ranchers. Ranchers up by 1, 3-2. Here in the fifth and deciding set. As Jocelyn brings it across, now tipped across by the Blue Jays. Here's a set up to Hornberger. Goes along the net. Bullinger there for the Ranchers. Oh, it's going to be bumped out of bounds. Last touch by the Blue Jays, and just like that, the Ranchers have doubled up the Blue Jays at 4-2 as Jocelyn Puckett continues to serve. Hornberger, this time a little bit too far from the net. Slams it home, but goes into the net. Doesn't get the friendly net here. And it's a 3-point lead for the Ranchers. Knuckleball comes across. Here's Tylee Johnson bringing it across. Allows the Blue Jays to set up the defense. Here's Bullinger tapping it across. Kept alive by Schroeder. Now on the Stanley side. Up front, Royce tries to bring it home. with the tip, but the Ranchers cover it. Here's Royce, and she goes into the net with it, and it's 6-2. Blue Jays have lost a little steam here in this fifth and deciding set. They're down by 4. It's Puckett with the good serve. And Tylee Johnson hit, and that brings up Nikki Heinley, head coach for the Blue Jays, off the bench. They're down by 5. We only played a 15 here. Short serve, there's a Tioga Ace Hardware ace. No signal yet from Coach Heinley, but they're going to bring in Hallie Larson to replace Trinity Barstead. And it's 8-2. The Ranchers only 7 points away from advancing to the semifinal round tomorrow afternoon. And there is a service error.
Not when you want missed serves either.
No, not in the fifth and deciding set.
Got 15 points.
You can't give them any. And here comes Hallie Larson for the Blue Jays. 8-3. Blue Jays down by 5. And then Bollinger, a little bit too far from the net. Point goes to the Blue Jays as Larson continues to serve from the Souris Valley Dental Group servers row. Puts the ball in play. Short serve dug out there by Gunderson. Now Barstead comes across with it. Hornberger, reverse bump up front. Here's Eliza Schroeder going to the corner. Well placed by Schroeder, the senior from Powers Lake. Puts it down for another point for the Ranchers. Went along the sideline there, caught the line. And that's an in. That's a point for the Ranchers. Bollinger comes across with a serve. And right now it's the Ranchers kind of in control of this set number 5. They're up by 6. They need 5 more points to take home this win. This time, they should have let it go.
Yep.
But Larson keeps it alive for the Blue Jays. Another chance for Schroeder to bring it across, and now here's Stanley trying to set it up. From the front row, Hornberger with the big swing. Nelson keeps it alive. Here's Royce going back row, but even Bollinger there for the Ranchers. From the middle, Schroeder blocked at the net, tipped across by Hornberger. Schroeder again with the bump. Here's a chance for Stanley. To the net, and the Blue Jays unable to bring it across. It's 11-4. 11-4. As Bollinger with the soft serve goes into the net. Tried to fool the Blue Jays with a short little serve after putting a little mustard on it. Takes it off a little bit and put it into the net as Royce serves for the Blue Jays, down by 6. And there is the ball out of bounds, hit the antenna, I believe. So 11-6 as Royce continues to serve for the Blue Jays. Good serve.
Boy, that was really nice serve.
Hornberger with the ball being brought across. Claire Gunderson now on the Stanley side. Here's Jordy Scar with the tip. Larson, back row, bumps it across. That's Royce. Set to the front row. Here's Gunderson slamming it into the net. 11-7. Blue Jays now with a little bit of life. 4-point lead for the Ranchers as Royce continues to serve. Goes back row. Hits the line for a Tioga Ace Hardware ace. 11-8. And with that, we have a timeout on the floor. Momentum swung over to the Stanley Blue Jays. You're listening to District 16 postseason tournament coverage here on GameDay Media. And as we come back to Game Day Media coverage of the District 16 postseason tournament, we're in the fifth and deciding sets right now as both teams with 2 sets apiece. The Ranchers with 11-8 lead here in set number 5 as Hornberger puts it down again. Hornberger, when she can time her jump, she's one of the most powerful hitters that we have in the district.
Yeah, she can jump pretty high.
Back set to Jordy Scar. Not sure where that was going. Barstead. Addison with a kill from the right corner, and it's a point for the Ranchers. We want to thank Brandy Larson Insurance Agency located in Stanley. They'll work with you with all their different insurance options. Give Brandy Larson a call over in Stanley as the Blue Jays hit it too deep. 13-9, Brandy Larson Insurance Agency, where they personalize your home, auto, business, farm insurance and tailor you the exact coverage you need. Call Brandy at 701-628-1414. That's the Brandy Larson Agency, your Farmers Union dealer in insurance agent in Stanley. There's a point for the Blue Jays. 13-10. As the Blue Jays get the serve back, it'll be Clancy Hornberger down by 3. Not a whole lot of room for error here for the Blue Jays as she puts the ball in play. Here's Bell with the receive. Up front, here's Jordy Scar off the arms of Jocelyn Puckett. And Scar with the point for the Blue Jays. It's 13-11 as Hornberger continues to serve.
Yeah, you asked what happened when they start hitting the ball, but
yeah,
here we go. We've made a comeback.
Yeah.
Hitting down middle.
Here's Barstead off the block. Big block party. Scar and Enander. And with that, there's a timeout on the floor. We'll take one as well. Stick around for the final points of set number 5. You're listening and watching Game Day Media coverage of the District 16 postseason tournament.
At Border Plains Equipment of Stanley, our vision is to be the respected and recognized leader in agricultural equipment and the employer of choice by helping people succeed. Our mission is to serve agricultural customers and communities by partnering to meet their needs through the sales and support of farm equipment and technology. Visit plainsag.com to check local inventory or stop by at 8141 off Highway 2 in Stanley, North Dakota today.
As we come back, the Stanley Blue Jays. Randy Peterson here alongside Heidi Barman for the final points of the fifth and deciding set. Ball put into play, and the Blue Jays have tied it up 13-13. And who's got the nerves in their belly right now? As Clancy Hornberger puts the ball in play. Schroeder passes it to the front. Barstead goes cross court with it, hits the line, and that point for the Ranchers. It'll be set point, and match point for the Ranchers, and they'll have Abigail Nelson serving. She gets the ball in. Here is Bethany Enander bringing it across. The Ranchers can't catch up with it. And we're all tied up at 14-14. Got to win by 2. And so it'll be Tylee Johnson checking in for the Blue Jays along with Trinity Barstead for head coach Nikki Holman. It'll be Tylee Johnson going to the server's line. Souris Valley Dental Group server's line. The ball's in. Bollinger. Now they set it to the front. Puckett bumps it across. Here's a chance for Bell to set up the hitters. They bump it across. And now over to Puckett. Both teams trying not to make a mistake as Enander with a big kill. That's a Tioga Ace Hardware kill. Stanley serving for the set. and the match. 15-14, Tylee Johnson with the serve. Puts it in play. Here's Inget setting up Jocelyn Puckett. Puckett puts it down. No, yeah, that's Puckett.
Yeah.
15-15. Good match. Call up your friends and family. Tell them to tune in. 15-15, and they got Claire Gunderson at the Souris Valley Dental Group servers row. Comes across. It's in play. Betty Enander brings it across for the Blue Jays. Now on the Rancher side. Up front, here's Jocelyn Puckett. Scar taps it across from the middle.
She fell.
And a double hit called against the Ranchers. That point goes to the Blue Jays, and it'll be Jordy Scar going back to the Souris Valley Dental Group servers row for the win and the match if the Blue Jays can bring it home. Here's the ball up in the rafters, and the Ranchers don't catch up with it. The Blue Jays come from behind and win 17-15 to take the match here this evening. What a match, Heidi.
Yeah, wow, that was a great competitive match between both. Stanley came back in that last game and got the job done. Wow, they were blocking the ball, hitting the ball, picking up.
Stanley was down 10-4, 11-4 at one time, 11-4 at one time. Come back to win the fifth and deciding set, 17-15. As a lot of happy faces on the Stanley side of the court here tonight. With that, we're going to step aside. We'll come back and we'll name our player of the game, and then we'll begin our pregame show for our next game of the day. It'll be the Divide County Maroons versus the Ray Jays after this 1 minute timeout.
This Game Day Media broadcast is brought to you in part by
Roustabout Service and Insulating, servicing the oil and gas industry since 1963. The Country Store, located at 123 Main Street in Powers Lake, North Dakota. If they don't have it, you probably don't need it. Napa Tioga Parts Supply, located at 105 North Main Street in Tioga. Visit napaonline.com. T&T Measurements Incorporated, providing oil and gas allocation meter proving, calibration, and production facility lack provings. To schedule your proving, contact Derek Thompson at 701-421-1351.
A game without a crowd is just a scrimmage. A performance without an audience is just a rehearsal. Without your presence, high school sports and the performing arts aren't possible. Ensure that these essential extracurricular activities continue to enrich the lives of students in North Dakota. Purchase a ticket to your local high school's game or performance.
This message presented by the NDHSAA.
At Souris Valley Dental Group, we've been using modern treatment techniques and products to help families smile since 1968. Voted as the #1 dentist in Minot, our team of expert dentists combine their unique areas of expertise and their experiences to create treatment plans that help each individual patient meet their goals. Contact our dental office at 701-419-8900 or visit sourisvalleydental.com to schedule an appointment today. You can count on us to keep your family grinning from ear to ear for many years to come.
Voted a top 20 critical access hospital in quality, our Level 5 Trauma Center is ready to handle all your emergency needs with our acute stroke ready certification and full lab and radiology departments. Our physical, occupational, and speech therapy providers are available for all your rehab care, and our family practice clinic provides a variety of care including well child and child immunizations. Psychiatric care is available by telehealth, and mental health is available in person. To schedule an appointment, call us at 701-628-2505 or find us on our website at stanleyhealth.org. Montreal County Medical Center, here to help you throughout a lifetime.
At Tioga Ace Hardware, our store is a member of the largest retailer-owned hardware cooperative in the industry. We are all committed to being the helpful place by offering our customers knowledgeable advice, helpful service, and quality products. As the helpful hardware folks in your community, we promise that helping you is the most important thing we have to do today.
Shop the biggest brands all under one roof at 119 North Main Street in Tioga, or shop online at acehardware.com.
As we come back to our DNL Paraffin postgame show, it was the Stanley Blue Jays coming back to win set number 4 and coming from behind to win set number 5, 17-15, to advance to tomorrow's semifinal round tomorrow afternoon. They'll play the Kenmare Bowbells Honkers, and we want to thank everybody for tuning in. Make sure you come on to our next link for our next game. As we'll close out this game, we'll come back with our new link for the game between the Divide County Maroons and the Ray Jays. Follow us on YouTube. Click on the link as we come back to our second quarterfinal round between the Ray Jays and Divide County Maroons. Back after this timeout.
In a world where every dollar counts, we believe in empowering you to do more with your money. At the Bank of Tioga, we help ignite prosperity for you and the communities we serve. Whether you're a family looking for personal financial solutions, a business seeking growth, or an agricultural entrepreneur with big dreams, we have the products and services to help you achieve your goals. Experience the power of partnership and visit your nearest location or explore our online services today. We ignite prosperity at the Bank of Tioga, member FDIC.